In our final video on central banking, Part 4 elaborates on how gold used to affect central banks and the economy. Gold standard. As we said in the previous videos, the most important power of the central bank is its monopoly of the distribution of money. However, this was not always the case. In the early part of the 20th century, when the gold standard presided over the world, central banks had to obey a law stating that a specific percentage of the existing money had to be backed with gold. In the United States, 40% of the total money supply was legally forced to be backed by existing gold reserves. So how did the gold standard work? The simple idea was that gold flows moved where the interest rate was higher, given that investors sought to gain as much as they could. This meant that when the interest rate is lower, large amounts of gold left a country. Outflows of gold meant that money supply had to be restricted. In the opposite case, money supply could be increased when a country experienced gold inflows. This was not always as simple as it looked though. During the Great Depression, which lasted from 1929 to 1933, the gold standard had devastating effects. As interest rates were lowered to assist the economy, gold reserves fled the country, restricting money supply at a time when additional funds were needed more than ever. If the Federal Reserve tried to raise interest rates to prevent the outflow of gold, then it would severely hurt borrowers, pushing the economy further into recession. Thus, either the percentage of gold backing would have to be lowered in order for the central bank to be able to issue more money, or the central bank would see its reserves depleted if enough citizens requested an exchange of their money for gold. As a result, the central bank's ability to affect the money supply was severely diminished. During the Great Depression, citizen runs to exchange their money in return for gold caused great panics, social unrest, forced many banks to shut down, and led to a quadrupling of the unemployment rate. To avoid such issues repeating in the future, the gold standard was abandoned, partly in the 1930s and fully in 1971, giving central banks the ability to create liquidity whenever they saw fit.